It's game day, Seminole fans, as Florida State gets set to take on Syracuse. Your Nole insiders are here with your 3 keys to victory. Let's get right to it. Key number 1, let's get that rushing record out of the way for Dalvin Cook. 19 yards from snapping Warwick Dunn's career rushing record. He's been talking about it for several weeks now. He's done with it. I think everybody wants to see it done quickly.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. Just go ahead and knock it out and focus on the rest of the game. Not that it's going to hang over Florida State, I don't think, but just anything like that that's sort of peripheral to the actual game, go ahead and do it early on and get on with the task of winning the game.
How many carries is it going to take?
I still say 3.
I'd say 1 carry. You heard it here first. Mark it down. All right, key number 2.
There's going to be an in-game video on Twitter if that happens, where you're going to come up and we're going to shoot it just so Lane can tell everybody how right he was. Okay, anyway.
Doesn't happen often, so I'd like to get on record with that. Anyways, key number 2, pressure Mahoney. Zach Mahoney filling in for Eric Dungy, who is doubtful for this game. The young quarterback who played so well for the Orange, big disappointment for them. If you can get to the inexperienced guy, I mean, he's a junior, but obviously he was surpassed by Dungy this year.
Right.
You gotta make him feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, anytime a guy hasn't been getting the ins and outs of game action and getting himself into a rhythm, like you said, make him as uncomfortable as possible. We saw NC State do that to pretty great effect last week. I think Florida State needs to follow that game plan. A big game from Derek Noddy or DeMarcus Walker, I think, could go a long way. And
finally, key number 3, Omba Edatawa has been fantastic for Syracuse at wide receiver all year, 4th in the nation in receiving yards per game, but the other guys have been good too. So as you said, limit the other guys. Edatawa is probably going to get his, but if you can limit the other guys.
Yeah, I kind of figure if anybody figured out a good way to stop this guy, it would have been done already, and it just hasn't happened. So to me, make them as one-dimensional as possible, focus on those other 2, understand that, like you said, he's going to get his, and be willing to live with it and not get hurt in other areas. And look, that includes, I think, the running game too. If you could shut down everything else and really just give them the one option, I don't know that one player, as good as he is going to be enough to beat you.
There you have it, Seminole fans, your 3 keys to a Noles victory. And make sure you stick with the Nole insiders after the game as well. Tim will have his written analysis, and we'll have video highlights, a recap, and you'll hear from Jimbo Fisher and players as Florida State takes on Syracuse. So for Tim, I'm Lane. Go Noles.